Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Plays the Lore Master. And now we are here in the Scholar's Stair in Bree because I have another class quest. So I'll be taking a little break from the North Downs until I do this.
How can I be of service?
Excellent! You came in quickly. I was afraid you would choose to chase another fancy. Well then, listen closely and this is important.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Isfrun from the refuge of Doyland in Barad Bluine has come into possession of a puzzle that he hopes a true lore master will be able to solve. He has kept the details to himself, but if you were to seek him out, I'm sure the puzzle would be of interest to you. And now let's go down into Barad Bluine and find out what this puzzle is. Now, I did do a little research concerning the sword. It looks like the sword is a level 40 item. Or I should say level 40 trait. So it'll be a while before I get that. But at least it's good to know what level it is so I know when I should start worrying about looking for a decent sword, because I think I do have one in my packs now, but I'm sure it'll be really no good by the time I actually get to a high enough level to use one. Alright, now let's talk to this guy and head over to Erluine.
What do you need?
I presume to Keladim. And that'll get us to Doyland, and that in turn will get us to our quest giver. Now I was looking up a few more things concerning the... Well, I haven't been here yet. Fortunately, you could do the... go between the starter zones without having been there before. And Doyland is one of those free stable sites you get. So that's fortunate, because otherwise I probably would have had to go there manually. Not that that would be a major problem. But I was on Bulwer a little bit, checking the things out for the next update. And you see I'm doing Runekeeper videos again because I'm trying to get up to level 24, probably 25, and start the North Downs at that point, which would be the new starting point for the North Downs. Now, I'll take a little break here, and then I'll come back when we are reaching Doyland. Alright, we are back here in Doyland, and let's see where we are to go now. I wonder what she has. This must be the housing broker quest. No. Yeah, it's the housing broker quest. Here it is. Scholars Enclave. Oh, actually, not in the Scholars Enclave. Tells you what you get for trusting my memory rather than trusting the quest arrow. There, we come down this way. Ooh. This way. Oh, quite a view. Nice.
Greetings to you.
You have heard of my puzzle? I do not know why I cannot discover the solution. I who have studied the arts of flame and ash, and the mysteries of cinders and coal. My friend Berenin despaired of Middle-earth and sailed west some time ago. He left me 3 small boxes and said that when I was able to solve the riddles he left in my possession, I would be able to open them. I grieve that Brennan has gone and would learn that the secrets he has left to me, but I am unable to determine the solutions of the riddles. Poultices and mixes are my prime interest, not word games and trifles. I am sure that Brennan left the keys to each box at the location that solves each riddle, but where these may be, I do not know. I will give you the first riddle, and if you can bring me the key, then I will give you the second riddle, and we will continue in this fashion until we have learned what secrets Brennan has left when he sailed. I give you the first riddle and wish you fortune deciphering it. Alright. And I guess this is the riddle. Alright. She runs through the blue. The shadow of passage falls over her. On one hand, a silent guardian. Alright. Now, yes, this is the type of class quest that you get here in with the Lore Master. A little bit different from theirs. There isn't any combat in this or anything like that. Well, there might be near the end. I keep on forgetting whether there is in the end there. We'll find out. But it's a little bit different from many of the other class quests that you get in this game. Which means that if you hate puzzles and stuff like that, well, what some players do is they just go to the internet, Google it, or something like that. I can't remember if I solved it properly the first time I did it or not. I know I did the level 15 one without any trouble. Let's see. But now I'm going by... see. She runs through the blue. Now, of course, the blue is... a shadow of passage falls over her. Yeah, I think this is it. On one hand, a silent guardian. Well, there's our guardian. And there's our chest. And we've got the first key. Alright. But anyway, whether that blue is the water or the blue mountains, one can't be too sure. But that's the one I actually remember. Yes, I've done this enough times. Actually, probably only twice. I think this is only the third time I've gotten the Lore Master up to 30 and came to these quests. Alright, now let's turn this in, and we'll go for the second riddle. Now this be the only character I have that doesn't have a mount boost somewhere. Which would be useful in a quest like this. Alright, now if you noticed, the quest tracker did not lead me to that. That was more memory than anything, but so essentially you have to go about trying to see if you could find a statue. Now that I got a quest tracker, now I get lost, right? Alright, here we go.
Greetings to you.
You found the first key! I am impressed, for I was certainly thinking the wrong way. She runs through the blue seemed to me to indicate a cloud in the sky, and from there I was already on the wrong path. But these are the Blue Mountains, if you remember one of the names, and from there it is not as difficult. Meriden always saw things more simply than I did. I remember he would often chide me for overcomplicating things. This riddle of this seems a lesson, now that I think of it. I wonder what is inside the boxes he left in my care when he sailed west. 2 riddles remain. Solve this one, and I will be closer to discovering the legacy. Alright, then what is the second riddle? Fierce goblins are remembered, but better still, a mighty swing. No man he. Oh yes. Now I remember what that one is. Oh yes, I remember that one. Let's see. So now that means how am I going to get there? Time to go to my personal house, because I think that's the easiest way to get to the second location. Yes, I'm going through the Shire. So perhaps that may have been a little bit of a hint to you already as to where I am going. Especially since I am doing this recording the day before St. Patrick's Day. Which makes it a little bit on the appropriate side, I think. Now let's see. While it's doing that, I'm level 30 now. I can actually open these things for maximum effect. And some attack damage. Someday I might actually use some of these things. And a universal toolkit. I already have a universal toolkit. So I'll have to give it to one of my other characters. If my Runekeeper doesn't have one yet, then that would be a good place for that. And make sure I don't get lost while I'm trying to read and go in the same way. And in case you don't remember what the riddle is, fierce goblins are remembered, but better still, a mighty swing. No man he. So obviously it will not be a memorial to a man. But it does use the word he. So I would presume they're using the word man from the point of view of race rather than from the...
How do you do?
Might as well pick up a stable master or two here in the Shire. So not the race of man, so that means either a dwarf, an elf, or, as you can guess by the time of my traveling all the way up here, a hobbit. It'll take a little time to go on the hill. Well, have a little view from the hill before we continue. A little chance to admire the scenery. There we go. Nice place for the Shire. Just make sure I don't run over any hobbits as I'm dashing through here. Now, of course, the real trick is going to be getting back to him afterwards. Since we've got all these cooldowns. Actually, no, I still have... Let's see, my port is to Estildine. It will take me a little while to get back, it looks like. But first, let us pick up the second chest. Now, where is that? So you can see they have a liking of statues for this particular riddle game. And there we go. A mighty swing. Now, don't ask me how come the hobbits haven't noticed this chest sitting next to their commemorative statue, but that's an entirely different matter. I guess that doesn't unlock the deed until you're a few more levels up. Since that's a deed, that lamp goes with a Dunlin deed, believe it or not. Alright, that's the second part of that. So now I will make my way back to Erluine for the third part of the riddle, and I'll catch you back after that. Welcome back, and we have had 2 riddles solved with 2 statues. I wonder what the third will be.
Hail, friend, and well met.
You continue to amaze me, Pinewolf. You are a more learned scholar than I. That much is clear. On the movements of fire, perhaps I could teach you something, but for the dissolving of riddles, you are far better than I. Berenin was the same. He would often pose confusing entertainments for me and try to decipher, and I only managed to reveal the solutions on rare occasions. He was always on hand to provide hints that when I strayed too far from the heart of the matter, and his laughter at my confusion was always warm. There was no mockery in it. I had forgotten the sound of his laughter until now. One riddle remains. Berenin would be impressed with your untangling of the first 2, I am sure of it. Alright, so let us see what the third one is. The man left his horse so he could walk half a day towards the sun and half a day away from the sun. When he arrived, they couldn't close the window. Alright, the man left his horse so he could walk half a day towards the sun then half a day away from the sun. When he arrived, they couldn't close the window. Now, when I see this riddle, I think I remember the answer to this one. Now, if you walk half a day towards the sun and then half a day away from the sun, then you must be walking east. So that means they'll be traveling east. And of course, it's a man traveling east, which means we won't be here in Eredluine, and it won't be in the Shire. So that means we'll be going over down into Breeland, which means, yes, more stable runs. I will be back in a moment
Hail, friend, and well met.
for what I think will be the final solution that we are looking for here, and I'm just trying to figure out which of these to try. Very well, I will be back when I try to arrive at the third location for this riddle. Welcome back. I decided not to leave my horse behind, so I took a stable run from the Southbury Gate, and I'm running along here towards the Forsaken Inn. And here I am running towards the east from the stable master in Bree. And now whether or not it would be half a day and half a day away from the sun. Oh, and when he arrived, they couldn't close the window, so it would be a place with a missing window. And of course the missing window is the hint that's the Forsaken. And now, this in my opinion is a poor riddle from the point of view of an elf, because elves to me think more in long term. Alright, maybe remembering Bull Roar is long enough ago to be thought as something lasting from the point of elves, but the Forsaken Inn, an inn that's in disrepair, let's face it, things go in repair and out of repair, especially inhabited ones in the race of man, so often that talking about a window that couldn't be closed because you've got a caved-in roof is a little bit much, in my opinion. But I believe that the third one is around here somewhere. The question is where, possibly inside. And now this is even stranger than, of course, leaving such a thing with next to a bunch of curious hobbits, is leaving something anywhere near a bunch of men that may be in need of money. Oh, good grief! In the middle of the common room? Now you really have taken the cake there. I'm sorry. You are not going to leave a lore master riddle quest that may take decades or centuries to solve in the middle of an inn's common room. Just my opinion. Alright. Now that we've taken care of that, we can head back to Arid Luine, where hopefully we could finally finish this series.
What can I do for you?
I'll be taking the long way, but I'll give you a break, and I'll be back. We are back, and let's see what he has to say now.
Greetings to you.
This is the last key, and now we can open the 3 boxes and Baronin left for me. I have stored them in a nearby cave for safekeeping, a cave I once explored with Baronin long ago. The water on the walls made a sort of music, I remember, as it fell into the pools on the floor, though the cave has been bare and dry now for many years. You are a part of this now, too. Let me now know when you are ready, and we'll travel to the cave together. It doesn't sound like we're in for a fight, then. Are you ready to go?
The elf lore master Isferon received a gift from his friend Berenon before he passed over the sea. But the gift is wrapped in a riddle. Before the gift can be revealed, Berenon's puzzle must be solved.
Right.
Hail, friend, and well met.
I have the 3 keys at the ready. Let us see what the secrets Baronin left for me and when he sailed to the west. Alright? I am ready to see what Baronin left behind. The chests to hide the keys were smaller. I do not understand. This box is full of earth. There are small stones in the dirt. In other words, he got a rock. And there's a letter inside this box, a letter from Baronin. Here's what the letter says. Hail Isferon. Congratulations first on your success. I cannot have been easy to have find someone to solve the riddle for you. No, do not scowl. Written in jest, with a love inferred. Why did I leave these boxes? You must understand by now, surely. Into the first box I placed a handful of earth. I wanted to remember the feel of that earth between my fingers forever. You will understand some day. In the second box I placed this letter. You refuse to speak to me today, but with this letter I can speak to you. The third box is empty, for I leave its contents up to you. When the time comes for you to finally to sail west, I have gone on too long. This, then, was my last gift to you, Infer. Though it is much of a gift, I wanted one last riddle game for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again. Goodbye, my friend. That's right. Anyways, goodbye. The gift was the game itself, and not what was inside the boxes.
Sweet-eyed melon.
I thank you, Pinewolf. I have learned more than I hoped to, and I feel it has made me richer than anything else could have. Let me know if you are ready to go, and we can return to Doyland. Let us return now.
Greetings to you.
I cannot thank you enough. Hearing Baronet's words brought the joy to my heart that it has not felt in too many years, and to better know his thoughts is the greater secret your aid could have brought me. I am not as clear with words as you are, or as Baronet was, but with the dancing flames I am unmatched. Perhaps I can teach you some measure of knowledge in return for the joy you have brought me. Well, of course, this text was written back in the days when you got a trait as a result. Instead, we go one more trip down the road in getting one of our class points instead, so things have changed a little bit. Let's see, which would I want? Okay, that's a nice staff there with, oh yes, an excellent staff. And a cloak. Well, I'm using the shield of the hammer hand, so therefore the cloak won't be as useful to me as the staff will be. And there we go. New deed, class deeds tier 5. And that concludes the class quest for level 30 for the Lore Master. We'll then return next time. We will be back up in the North Downs, where we will continue doing quests for the dwarves.